What is going on, guys? Welcome back to another video. Today we are going to be discussing the brand new Song of Troy update that is going to be releasing on the 10th of October. So that is less than 2 weeks away. And I'm just going to go ahead and read some of the stuff that is going to be coming into the game. And let me tell you guys, there's some pretty crazy updates as part of this latest release in the game. So we're going to go ahead and check that out and then discuss that together. So like I said, this is going to be coming in effect on the 10th of October. Now, this is going to include a brand new Season of Conquest story, which is called the Song of Troy. So we have seen a couple of teasers about this KVK already. So if you guys watched the official video from Rise of Kingdoms, I think they released it like last month. You can see what we can kind of expect there. So that should be coming out. I think someone did ask, actually, the VIP chat, someone asked if this would be available in the next registration period. And actually, from what VIP support had said, it will not be available in the next registration period. So it's probably going to come into effect, like the actual brand new KVK. You won't be able to register for that until the following registration after the next one. So that's more looking like towards the end of this month, and possibly even in the following month as well. So more like November. But there you have it. So we definitely have some really awesome stuff to look forward to, though. The Song of Troy. And now we are definitely getting closer to that release coming now with this update, which is especially all about the update of Troy. So come and take part in this inaugural Pioneer test for this year's key story. Okay, so we already know this. There will be a few teaser events before the story registration begins. Number 1, you're going to get an epic cycle. Lead the Greek coalition in its campaign. Number 2, first strike. Borrow the strength of a new legendary commander. Number 3, we're going to have Tempest Clash coming back again. Prove yourself a hero on the high seas. So this is pretty cool because it definitely relates to this KVK as well. We know, like, the whole story of Troy is you have, like, the Greeks basically are boarding like a whole ton of navy ships coming from Greece, and they're going to invade Troy on the other side of the ocean. We also have the Alliance quiz right now as part of the anniversary event, and that will be returning again as part of the latest Troy update. There's another event, World Wanderer Troy. Embark on a journey through history and uncover the secrets of Troy. So we'll see what that involves as well. Now, it says here, within this story itself, so this is going to be, they're talking about the KVK right now, you will get to experience a ton of new mechanics. Now, the first mechanic here is going to be called the Pantheon. This is where you're going to be able to choose a Greek deity to receive their blessings, and your chosen patron will provide you with unique buffs and special skills. So this is pretty cool. We've definitely seen some other KVKs that have a similarity to this type of Pantheon here. Not in exactly the same way. They have sort of updated the actual theme of things that more represents the whole Greek period and also the Trojan time as well. So I'm pretty sure that both the Greeks and the Trojans, they both worship the same gods anyway. And also the special skills is quite interesting. It's quite like a vague term right here, but special skills kind of makes me feel like that might involve some additional skills that you can equip with your commanders. Like a Bastion skill, for example. It might be similar to a Bastion skill. Now, the second part, this is a very, very interesting mechanic. This is the Trojan horse. Now, you can't have a Troy KVK without a Trojan horse, guys. That is literally one of the biggest parts about the War of Troy. That's literally how they won the war. The Greeks won the war by constructing a massive Trojan horse. And then they ended up infiltrating the impenetrable wall of Troy. So you definitely can't have a KVK without the Trojan horse. And that is going to be a key part of this story here. So after your camp occupies the Crusader Fortress, you will automatically start building the Trojan horses. They can be allocated to the alliances in your camp. And Trojan horses can move to any accessible location in the Lost Kingdom, except for the Altars of Darkness, and be turned into a horse fort, except for in the Kingsland area. Now, the Horse Fort's territory will be counted as valid Alliance territory. While a horse fort is under construction, it also acts as a temporary alliance territory. Members of your coalition can teleport into this territory, but your cities will not be protected from attack. That is absolutely insane, guys. So let's just talk about this mechanic a little bit. So this honestly changes things drastically. From any KVK that we have ever seen before, there have been restrictions on where you can teleport on the map. Now with the introduction of this Trojan horse, I absolutely love this design. It is not something we have ever seen anything like this before. The only way you could ever teleport on enemy territory is if you got extremely lucky with a random teleport. Now this brand new mechanic is going to open up whole new strategies that we have not seen before, guys, and potentially extremely aggressive teams as well. If they make this play right, okay, you could actually place down this Trojan horse right in the middle of enemy territory, and that will completely change the entire dynamics of the battlefield and the whole KVK. So I'm super excited to see where this mechanic is going to lead to as well, and how that is going to affect how certain kingdoms decide to strategize and play during the KVK. Now, obviously, it does mention that it's not going to be able to be used in Kingsland, but this is super interesting, especially in the zone before Kingsland, because we know right now, okay, guys, in a lot of KVK formats, the zone before Kingsland, there's usually enough time for teams to kind of build up a whole ton of territory. Like, I'm just thinking of Heroic Anthem right now, and a lot of other KVKs are similar to Heroic Anthem. You have a whole heap of time to just build up your territory, and basically it's impossible for the enemy to kind of go in and infiltrate that zone before Kingsland. But now with this update, that could be completely different. Like, just think about this right now, okay, guys? The only way you can actually infiltrate a Zone 7 in Heroic Anthem right now is if your team manages to identify a particular area that isn't covered by enemy territory. And if you identify that location, you can basically drop a fort, but it is extremely difficult to build because most of the time it's like very, very far away from the pass. But now with this Trojan horse update, this could really change the way that that is done as well. Now, obviously, we haven't seen the map yet of the actual Troy KVK map, but I'm very interested to see how this is going to work in the upcoming KVK map. And like I said, guys, that KVK registration is likely to be at the end of this month or at the beginning of next month. That's when we're going to see the Pioneer released for this game mode. And I'm super excited to see that coming up. And I'll definitely do my best to give you guys all of the details about this brand new KVK coming up in the next little while. So definitely subscribe to the channel if you want to hear about all the details. Now, guys, the next mechanic that we'll be releasing here is the Olympian Arena. Now, it says, as the Chronicles progress, the Olympian Arena will be open periodically. So I guess this actually sounds very similar to the Holm Gang that we already see right now in the King of All Britain KVK. I know that does come up like every week and then it disappears for a few days. So maybe this is going to be very similar to the way that the Holm Gang works right now. It might be different, but let's just see. It sounds quite similar there. During the duel period, you can choose a side to fight for and dispatch troops to the arena. And your dispatch troops will be controlled by the computer and will automatically fight other troops in one-on-one battles. Yeah, so this sounds very, very similar. I'm sure that this will also contribute to certain things that you can get in the game. Now, that also leads to the next thing, which is they are going to be introducing exclusive artifacts in this brand new KVK. Now, it says here, as the Chronicles progress, you will unlock an exclusive artifact for Achilles and Hector. And there you have it, guys. If you haven't already guessed, there are brand new commanders, Achilles and Hector. Now, when equipped, the effects of their skills will apply to all unit types. So that is super cool because we know that these brand new commanders, Achilles and Hector, we haven't actually got the full information on those commanders yet. We don't know what troop type they are actually going to be right now until Rise of Kingdoms officially releases the skills for those commanders. So regardless of whatever troop type Achilles and Hector is going to be, the great news for everybody here is if you play this KVK and you manage to unlock Achilles and Hector, you are going to be able to use them with any other commander in the game that you have unlocked. And that is definitely going to open up so many possibilities. All right, guys, because let me tell you right now, even besides this artifact that is obviously designed for Achilles and Hector, I absolutely love using artifacts. They are so much fun to use. You can literally try so many different things, so many different pairings, and that is just one of the funnest things to do in the game. So I absolutely love that this new KVK is also going to be following up with the addition of another artifact here. And even if that is only for Achilles and Hector, it's still super cool. And also, everyone is going to be very keen to try out these new commanders. So that is going to be absolutely awesome to use these two commanders with whatever commander you have in your roster right now, regardless of the troop type. Now, speaking a little bit more about these commanders, Achilles and Hector, so they will launch alongside the release of the key story as well. Now, at the start of A Song of Troy Lost Kingdom, so I guess that is the name of the KVK, the following events are going to be available. Now, number one, you're going to get the Trojan treasures. In this event, you will open chests to recruit Hector. So that's the first commander that we just mentioned there. He is from the Trojan side, by the way. And then the second event is going to be the Son of Peleus. And in this event, you're going to have to purchase bundles to unlock rewards and recruit Achilles. That is the Greek commander, by the way. The third event here is going to be a Will to Skill. In this event, you will exchange Universal Commander sculptures for certain commanders sculptures to unlock powerful rewards. So I think we have seen an event similar to this before as well. Now also, guys, this event here, a Will to Skill, that actually might give us a clue on these new commanders, Achilles and Hector, because like I said, going back to the King of All Britain release, which was done almost a year ago now, all right, we did see Ragnar Prime released into the game as part of that KVK. And Ragnar Prime is what you would consider a special release in the game. It was not part of the regular release cycle of commanders. Now, the way I'm reading this event right here, a Will to Skill, I would take this as a hint, all right, that these new commanders, Achilles and Hector, could potentially be a special release and not part of the regular release of commanders. That is literally how I'm kind of translating this right now, just based off of this event here. And also the way that you are going to have to purchase these bundles. It just honestly reminds me so much of when Ragnar Prime was released in the game. So this is absolutely insane, guys, because we are literally going to be having the regular cavalry release coming out probably by the end of the year as well. If my theory is correct about this, all right, these two commanders, Hector and Achilles, should be part of a special release cycle, and then it will immediately go back to the cavalry as well shortly after. So obviously we don't know how good these commanders are going to be yet, because like I said, we haven't seen the skills yet, but that is still kind of insane. So definitely start saving your gold heads right now, guys, because there is a ton of new commanders coming out in the game before the end of the year. Obviously, the anniversary event is very helpful for that, and we were able to accumulate more gold heads that way. There will also be some minor changes to the Lost Kingdom and the Season of Conquest as well. So the Lost Kingdom domain optimization added the battle roster feature to single domain kingdoms. This feature will allow kings to select which governors will participate in the Lost Kingdom. At the start of registration, only a single domain will be activated by default. And depending on your kingdom's domain capacity, your king can choose to activate and register additional domains, and domains will be locked at the end of the registration period. Number 2, Eve of the Crusade optimization. So this is your pre-KVK, by the way. So event rankings and ranking rewards are now based on the camp rather than the kingdom. So I think that's a great update, actually. I know that we saw something like that again going back to the King of All Britain KVK from last year. I'm pretty sure it worked in the same way. Yeah, it definitely did. At least at the start in the Pioneer version of King of All Britain. I know that the pre-KVK did initially work in that way. So I think that's a really good change as well that they are bringing into the game. It also means that you're not going to have to compete with your other campmates as well in pre-KVK. You're actually going to be working together collectively as part of a team. And I think that's a very crucial update that they are going to be releasing. Also, they have adjusted stages 2 and stage 3 of the event and removed the announcement phase. Stage 2 is now attack marauder encampments, and stage 3 is now trained troops. Wow, so that is a massive change as well, because right now, really the biggest stage, like the most crucial stage, is pretty much stage 2. that's where the majority of the points are gained, which is part of the training troops. So now that they've done this switch, it's actually really smart on Lilith's behalf, to be honest, because the way I'm sort of seeing this now, all right, is players are probably more likely to spend more AP on killing the Marauder forts during stage 2, all right, before they've seen how crazy people actually start training in stage 3. So that is actually insane. It is a super smart update on Lilith. I feel like they're gonna make people use more AP now, and it's also still gonna make people push a ton of power in stage 3 as well. So that is a crazy update. I'm not even sure if that's actually a good thing or not, but yeah, that's still a crazy update. Now, number 3, so the latest crystal technology, it will also be introduced in the King of the Nile and the Siege of Orleans and the Storm of Stratagems KVKs as well. These changes will only apply to Lost Kingdoms after the registration from the update. Now that basically wraps up the end of this update, guys. So some pretty huge changes are coming into the game in just over a week from now. And guys, also, if you want to stay up to date with all of the discussions that we have here on the channel, definitely consider to join our Discord server. The link is in the description below. So guys, I hope that you found some of my insights into this update useful. Let me know what you guys think about this update, if you guys are excited for this new Trojan KVK, and what you think about this new Trojan mechanic, because I think that is pretty insane. And like we said, it is definitely going to be changing the way that we approach KVKs. Guys, thank you so much for watching the video. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next video.